Lifetime liberal, Tom Dillon. Today is Sunday, April 12th, 2026. The title of this rant is Trump's Diplomacy Team is Amateur Hour Personified, and we are suffering immensely. So a war that should have never happened, that the United States is actually losing. We don't have the cards, but we're being as bellicose as we possibly can to try and get our way, is falling apart completely. And these negotiators that we have absolutely do not know how to negotiate. So the first thing I want to say is, I looked at the 4 gas stations near my house. In the last month, they've gone up $1 a gallon approximately. And just a rough estimate, they sell maybe 200,000 gallons a month. They're not big ones. They're not big gas stations. And that would be 800,000 gallons at $1 a month. That's $800,000 per month just in that small area that I live in that it's gone up. Now, my understanding is from reading is that it could possibly be costing us already over $80 billion in the last 6 weeks. And that is just incredible. And of course, diesel has gone up a lot more. Now, remember, before the war started, the straits were open. The Strait of Hormuz was open. Now they're closed. The government lied to us yesterday and said that two U.S. warships Navy ships had gotten through the straits when they hadn't. And of course, and this was while negotiation was going on. This was a power play by Washington and these amateur diplomats. And Iran said, we're going to bomb them if they go through, and they held back. But the United States still said that they made it through. Again, they are trying to push their way through something. Diplomacy is hard. Diplomacy takes time. Diplomacy takes negotiating every little thing, every comma, every sentence, every paragraph, what's the definition of the word so? So you know that it fits in where it's supposed to be. That's how hard it is. And these guys gave up after 21 hours of negotiating, and they just basically said they were unwilling to come to negotiation with our terms. Well, the part about diplomacy is, and everyone knows this who's been in there, is you have to find a win-win for both parties. That's how it has to work. That's how it always works. But these guys weren't going to do that. They don't have the cards, all right, or the experience to negotiate in good faith. J.D. Vance is just a total amateur, and the other 2 guys are basically New York real estate people who don't know anything about that world, that geography, their culture. They don't know nothing about any of that stuff. And of course, we know also now, not only is gas going up, diesel's going up, all of our prices are going up, whether it's groceries, clothes, electronic stuff. And I can say this right now because we have such a backlog at the Straits of Hormuz. And of course, there are starting to be shortages in the Philippines, Vietnam, and other places like that who rely on it. China does too. And the prices will continue to go up. And the United States, they're not going to say, because we can make enough here on our own, we are not going to raise our prices. No, they're going to do whatever the international rate is. So we are getting screwed. We deserve better. I'm encouraging my sisters and brothers on the conservative side. This is not what we signed up for. We need to stand up to this guy. Again, this is a mafia. This has been said before. This is a mafia, let's just say, regime that's masquerading as a government. And we have to take it down because, again, prices will be up for probably at least the next 6 months, even if there is a breakthrough in the near term. And I don't see a breakthrough in the near term. I don't see this administration knowing how to get out of this type of thing. They waffled their way into just an incredible mess, which everyone said would happen to them. Then they still think they hold the cards, and they don't. Again, my sisters and brothers on the conservative side, we need to work together. We need to get rid of this guy. We need to get rid of this regime. These are horrible people who know nothing about world affairs, that think that the might of the United States can do everything for them, and it can't. And we're seeing that right now. We must work together to get rid of this regime.